Hey guys, the POV photo guy is here, and today I'm talking about the OM System new 90mm macro lens. Before we start to talk about the lens, I want to clarify this video is not sponsored by the OM System and none of the other company. I have to give back the lens. I just got it for 2 days to test and I have to give it back. So this lens is the third macro lens of the OM System macro lineup. We have the 30mm, the 60mm and now the 90mm. This lens is a pro lens, so you can definitely see the price point. It's not a cheap lens. And now let's talk about a little bit of the benefits of the Micro Four Thirds system. So often the full frame freaking guys says, yeah, the Micro Four Thirds guys don't have the nice bokeh. Even we have the, for example, the f1.8 or f1.2, it compares to full frame to f2 or f2.2. But when we go to the macro photography, we have the pros and the benefits of the system, because a lot of times we cannot use the small f-stop. For example, the 90mm has the f3.5 aperture, and if you go too close to your subject, the shallow depth is too much. You have to crank up your f-stop. What this means, for example, on the full frame, maybe you can reach the highest point like f22 or f30 and you still need more depth. And with the Micro Four Thirds system, you have the benefit because the sensor works on your side. Every time I'm seeing the Olympus or the new name, the OM System, cameras and bodies and lenses both has a really great weather sealing. Even the normal lenses and normal camera bodies not officially weather sealed, but I never had any problem with them. Even I went to the desert, I have snow, rain, everything, and I didn't have any problem in the past. This lens is a pro lens and got the splash and the dust proof, and also is freeze proof. As I know, it's -10 degrees. A lot of macro lens has only a 1:1 picture aspect ratio. With the 90mm, the aspect ratio is 2:1. And you can even use a teleconverter. The OM System has 2 teleconverter, the 1.4 and the 2 teleconverter. So if you pair the lens with the teleconverter, you not even got the 2 but the 4th zoom. And let's see what the benefit of the 90mm macro lens. So for example, here is the 30mm macro lens. It's a great lens, but if you shoot close to your subject, for example a food photography in the studio, you oftentimes has a problem because your shadow is on the frame or you cover your light source. Or if you are a nature or wildlife photographer and you want to shoot bugs or insects, you have to go very close to your subject because your focus point is very close. With the 90mm, the focus point is start around 1 inch. So you will not distract the nature animals or your shadow will not appear on the product photos. If you want to shoot a product photo at home, you need 2 major things. One is light. You need a lot of light, because when you shoot a real macro photo, the shallow depths of field are very small. You have to crank up your aperture, and with that you need more light. The second thing is a good tripod. I have my trusty small Manfrotto tripod. What I really like it, it's very compact, very lightweight, and it's very quick to take in and out. And even as you see, I use the LCD to minimize the instabilization of the tripod. It caused a little bit of shake, so I have to bring my big Manfrotto tripod to shoot. So that 2 major thing, the light and the tripod. Here as you see, I start to build up my setup and I played around my props. I have a box for my props for photography and I chose a lot of random things. I found this old camera of my family and I wanted to place this subject of the main focus of the photo. And I started to add on old papers, coffee beans, added some rusty metal boxes and a lot of other things. I tried both flash and constant light. Even I got more lights with the flash. I decided to use my LEDs only, because I have 2 LEDs but only 1 flash and I didn't want to take long time with set up the lighting. So I decided to use the tripod, crank down the shutter speed and trust to the stabilization. And yes, even in middle of the shooting, I just realized I haven't switched on the stabilization. Yes, the 90mm macro lens has an in-body stabilization, what I forgot to switch on. But even you see, the photos turn out really great. I also tried out with the video function and I'm surprised because I used it handheld. I tried without stabilization and here you can see I used with stabilization. And yes, I hold it handheld, not on the tripod. The focus is very fast and yes, I'm also using the new OM1 camera, what is really fast. But you have 3 options to choose to focus. The S macro, what I guess is the super macro. The second option is the quarter to half meter. And the last option is the quarter to infinite. What is the benefit of the option? So if you choose the last one, the infinite, you give the information to the lens, your focus point should be anywhere. So it's supposed to be try to haunting the focus. But if you shoot a product photo, as I do it here, it's better to choose the middle option where you can limit your focus range. And now let's see some photos without and with the teleconverter. And you can choose to go further away with the teleconverter and achieve the same look as with only the 90mm macro lens. And the benefit, for example, you can less distract your insects or bugs or any animal. And when I shoot it, I just thought about if a newcomer photographer want to try out photography in general, I would probably suggest him to try out macro photography, because with macro photography you can get instant success. You can see, for example, the sheets of the book, the rusty metal surface or the button of the camera. It looks amazing and I'm sure everyone is amazed. Overall, I'm really happy with the result and I really love to shoot with the OM system 90mm macro lens. Thank you so much for watching and thank you if you got until the end. Please give me a subscribe and hit me a like and see you next time. Bye.